fucking welcome. Welcome the fuck back.
That startled me. I was like, oh my god.
Hello, everybody, boys and girls, dogs and cats, animals of all sizes. Welcome back to the Pan with Bobby and Dan. I am your host,
Dan.
and I'm here with my co-host,
Dan. I mean, shit.
Frick!
I lost line.
This is the 9th time we've tried to do this intro, and you just keep saying it's not your name. You know your name.
What? Can you whisper it to me?
Bobby.
Shit.
I
Hi guys, it's Bobby. How's
said-
it go? You know, it's weird. I really don't ever refer to myself as Bobby that often.
I know.
So hearing that kind of sounds weird to me.
I feel like it's just Bobby and Dan sounds better than Robert and Dan.
Oh yeah.
I think if we're pitching this as like a business, I would say Robert and Dan, but as you know, two wacky zany bros.
Dan and Donnie.
Dan and do you like to do Donnie and Dan?
Donnie.
All right,
and
I guess
Dan.
we gotta restart the 10th time and try it again. But hey, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Pop culture podcast. Sometimes we talk about it. Sometimes we just talk about everything because that's just how it is. Because it's our show, and if you don't like it,
Well,
you don't
no,
have to listen.
no, you do like it because you like to hear us talk.
You love my voice.
And I like to hear you listen.
That doesn't work.
I'm
but
following you.
Wait, turn around.
I'm behind you.
It's just
I'm
like
in your car.
it's just a dude with like a newspaper with like eye holes cut out, and it's like that's not suspicious at all.
No, not at all. Like you're listening to us while you're doing the dishes. Pass me the drying rag. I'll help you out.
That'd be terrible.
Because I am there.
Dude, could you imagine if like you listen to podcasts, it's like, oh, you don't want to feel alone, but it was actually like the person just appeared next to you.
Just talking ambiguously into the corner.
Like imagine like you're listening to the Joe Rogan podcast and then you're doing dishes and just like someone picks up a rag, but it's not Joe Rogan, it's Jamie because Joe told him to.
Yeah.
That's fine. We got to get a Jamie.
We should. You know, actually, okay, it's funny that we were talking about this now, because in my intro to mass media class, we have been talking about podcasts recently-ish, and specifically on Joe Rogan, his numbers alone skewer the statistics for podcasts by so much it's not even funny.
Well, it's like there's 10 podcasts that do like insane numbers, but there's millions of fucking podcasts.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. But like Joe Rogan's in specific, just because of, like his sheer clicks, or I guess the intro to mass media term is the sheer spins from his streaming, is just it's astronomically high in comparison.
Oh yeah.
Just because, well, mostly it's on his like more notable celebrity episodes that skew the numbers.
Yeah.
But with that in mind, like when you look at when people are trying to track the progress of podcasts and their popularity, because podcast is kind of like an up and coming media type. So when they're tracking it, like they'll be like, "Oh wow, podcasts are really gaining." In reality, it's just that Joe Rogan had an episode with Elon Musk. Joe Rogan had Bernie Sanders on. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, yeah, the sheer amount of like guests that he's had, like having Edward Snowden on a fucking
Oh
podcast,
right?
It's just like the thought of it's just ridiculous.
Oh my god, yeah. He is nailing like his celebrity guests.
Yeah,
And that is the reason.
but I mean, I would definitely say like, I guess podcasts and radio are kind of the same thing, but podcasts has definitely like overtaken radio. I think.
Well,
I feel like it's in terms of like a younger generation appeals to people more than radio, just because. I don't know how most people feel, but like I haven't listened to like radio for music, especially in like years.
you know, it's actually funny that you say that, because we talked about this very debate in class. We talked about like podcasts and radio and how they're technically podcasts are considered radio, believe it or not.
Yeah, well, a lot of like.
However, the radio industry actually sees podcasters and podcasts in general as competitors, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Because when you think about radio, you have your standard AM, FM, then you have your satellite radio, which is like Sirius XM. I don't know if you ever use that.
My dad loves it.
And then you have podcasts.
Yeah.
Those are like the three kind of competitors to modern regular radio. And it's just as you said, like podcasts are kind of becoming our generation's radio.
Yeah.
And what's cool about that is that like people listen to radio, they get like their talk shows, but then they get music. Whereas, like, our generation is seeking out podcasts for the specific aspect of the talking about it.
Yeah.
You know, you don't we're not just on the radio and we're hearing a talk show because that's just what's on. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what's the appeal to our generations because
Yeah.
like we have that Netflix stream on demand thing like so deeply inset in our on our values when it comes to picking out media.
Yeah.
It's just more appealing.
yeah. I mean, it's also like you get podcasts and music in the same place at this point now.
Yeah.
So it's easy to just substitute that for radio. Also, majority of podcasts aren't live like radio is.
Mm.
So it's easier to, I guess, like create a better show.
Yeah,
Not
of
have,
course.
like you can have a good show live, obviously, but it's easier to like go into post production and be like, okay, didn't like this, take it out.
Yeah,
shit
exactly.
like that. Like you can radio, you got to meet the hour for podcasts. You can go fucking 3 hours and cut it down to an hour if you don't like 2 hours of it.
Of course.
It's just like it's pretty cool, dog. You know,
Mhm.
it just goes to show we're just better.
When was the last time you actively listened to the radio? Like it just wasn't on somewhere.
My dad listens sometimes.
Yeah.
Like if I'm ever in the car with my dad, go do something, he'll slap on his country, and I'm like, "This is great. I love Luke Bryan."
You know, radio kind of sucks to be honest with you, because I've been learning a lot about the industry of radio, and you know how like we kind of say radio sucks, our generation. It in reality, it only sucks because they have to do everything that they do in order to make money while still letting AM and FM be free.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is they'll give you like 30 minutes of ad-free music, but it's like then you need the other 15 minutes ad to actually fund
Yeah.
the radio station. So
Mm.
it's a trade-off. That's with podcasts, you can just slap in a 2-minute ad beforehand, and that's all there is. And then you can listen to an hour free.
Mm.
And that's just how it is. It's easier. It's better.
It
More
is.
efficient, I would say.
Well, and like podcasts kind of can reach a wider audience as well because radio is kind of locked by the signals that they can emit. Like, yeah, there you can get a long range signal that may or may not, be the same show over a few states. But the way our modern radio works is we have a lot of stations, and most of those stations are pertinent to what state you live in.
Yeah.
Whereas with podcasts, we reach Europe.
Yeah.
Like we reach the other side
Yeah,
of
like
the U.S.
we have people listening in like Ukraine, and
Yeah,
shit like that.
we have people in like just random countries and random states even. Whereas with radio, like there's no way that someone in Italy is going to be picking up a Connecticut radio
Yeah.
signal.
Oh my God, 95.7 is really good. It's like
I love their morning show on KC 101.
Yeah. Hi 93.7. Tell them why you're mad. Oh, I wonder why they're mad this morning. It's like someone in Russia is not going to be thinking that, believe it or not.
Actually, WTIC, like that acronym.
Yeah.
I just figured out that that's just it's the Travelers Insurance Company is like the
Oh.
literally.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's just that because they were original sponsor. It's just it stayed for I don't know 40 or so years.
Yeah. A little bit. Maybe 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, time is all relative, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I love when people say time is relative because I really don't think it is. However, I've never like gone out of my way to be like, is time relative? Like actually think about it because time isn't necessarily relative, right? It's definitely linear in terms of how we experience it.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
This is a topic that I'm not ready for.
This isn't the time.
Sorry.
This is when we're like 50 minutes deep and we're like, all right,
You know what?
do we do for the last 10? And then it's like, you ever wonder how butterflies get their wings?
All right, first off, screw you. Okay, I just came from freaking ethics and we were talking about very philosophical stuff
That's
today.
true. You also have just gotten out of bed for the first time in 3 days. So
Oh yeah, do we want to talk? I'll talk about that. I've been sick, very sick. Like I've been home, but I haven't even turned on my PC type of sick. Like I've literally just been laying in bed, wrapped up in blankets, and essentially just like the only connection to the outside world has been my laptop and my phone.
Hmm.
And even then, I've been doing schoolwork on my laptop, so I don't fall too far behind. But I've been going back and looking at some of the stuff I've wrote. It's crap. It's utter garbage. It's like I reduced my It's like I went back 6 years in my schooling. Granted, it's because I'm, obviously I'm sick, so I've
Yeah.
been like repairing that. I don't feel great now, but I'm definitely so much better than I was on Monday.
yeah.
Monday, I was like begging for a priest to come and expel the demon that was like compulsing inside me.
Did he come by or?
No. However, my very religious grandmother just lit all the sage in the house, started beating me with reeds and was just
Yeah.
like expelled. I just punched the microphone. I'm sorry.
Good job. It's fine.
She cleansed me,
Yeah.
and now I'm just steadily bleeding out the demon.
Well, that's good. Yeah, it's a slow burn, but I will say it does lead into our first topic of it's not the coronavirus you have, but someone in Washington
Oh,
did.
okay. So yeah, okay, one quick thing about that is that I did go to school today, and one of my professors knew that I was sick, and he's like, "You don't have corona, do you?" And I'm like, "Damn, professor,
And
I really do be having corona."
you just run up on him, sneeze on him, and you're like, "Oh no, find out."
Hot corona touch.
Yeah. Yeah, you just spit in your hand and you just I'm not touching you. Oh my god.
Is that chemical warfare? Does that
That is
validate
that
the
is
Geneva Convention?
I think he has the right to kill you on sight.
Yeah, I think that's a war crime, to be quite honest with you, in a way.
I wouldn't disagree, but I mean, I'm not.
Could you imagine how much panic you could, like, if you just walked in Times Square, shouted, "I have corona," and just started coughing at people?
Yeah. Dude, I bet you that's going to be a prank. You're
I
going
wish I never said that, actually.
we are going to see, I imagine within the next 3 weeks, someone is going to go viral for a faking corona prank in like Times Square populated area, and they're just going to like, "Oh, you, oh, you might want to go wash your hands. I have corona," and shit like that.
You
And
know,
then he's going to get the shit kicked out of him.
I feel like that could be, like, I feel like if our, like, judicial system wanted to, they could really spin that as terrorism.
It's technically chemical warfare. I mean, it has reached. I guess it's an. What's the word? The pandemic?
Yeah, it's at pandemic levels. Really it's definitely it's been declared we talked about it in the podcast a couple weeks ago. It's been declared a world health emergency or something like that
Yeah.
by who?
Uh.
The World Health Organization. Not who.
No, dead ass. I did. I was like, why? How do you expect me to know the name? I do it every fucking time because I'm so stupid, man.
No, honestly though, like you see an acronym that's WHO, you're just gonna think who, like, 'cause
Yeah,
who?
but yeah, we it's the only thing people are talking about, so we got to get our Corona talk out of the way first.
The joke's on you. That's all I want to talk about is Corona.
Okay.
So
Let's just have a very sad, depressing
no, we
show
can make
today.
fun of it. We can make fun of it.
Okay, I'm pretty.
So as you said, Washington State has had their first death of coronavirus.
Mhm.
Um, I know the CDC has warned that there's a possible outbreak. I know that there was a press conference, I think within a week ago, where Donald Trump and his officials were talking about the coronavirus and how his one of his leading officials on the matter was basically like, yeah, it's got potential to be a really big issue, and then Donald Trump was like, yeah, but we got it under control. Don't need it. Like he was really downplaying.
Yeah.
But the fact is like that we are getting to a point where it's going to be pandemic levels, at least currently.
Mhm.
In Washington, as of 3 days ago, there is about 50 or so, like 53 or so people that are experiencing symptoms associated with corona, and or we should really start calling it COVID-19 to be quite fair, because that's really what it is.
To be fair, it's not fair to Coronas like the beer because their sales have plummeted like 50%, which is pretty bad.
Jesus.
But I mean, I guess you just get unlucky with the name of a virus. So.
That's very true. I mean, I guess the stock market is not doing so hot because of this as well.
We might be in for another recession, but
Well,
that's for another day.
honestly, I kind of wanted to talk about that. However, I really don't know enough about economics.
No, I'm not well versed in terms of like stocks and shit, but like I check numbers and I have a little bit of money in stocks. Thankfully, nothing I have in anymore because I've made a profit, which is good. Thank you, man. You're welcome. Thank you. But yeah, I checked shit and it's down a lot. It's down a very
Yeah.
significant amount. Like
It-
Dow, Nasdaq, all that shit. Like all the shit if you turn on the news, it's just here on the bottom,
Oh yeah.
scrolling across.
I remember I always saw that. I'd be like, "What the hell do those numbers mean?"
That's what I was saying. It's like, what the fuck's a Nasdaq? I've never heard of Nasdaq before.
Um, Besides in Bonfire by Childish Gambino.
Childish Gambino.
Charles Gambino.
Charles Gambins.
Charles Gambin. No, move Nasdaq like there's coke up my
Ass crack.
ass crack. You know, that's the lyric from the Bonfire song.
I used to know that whole song.
I love that
I
song
bet
still.
like if you gave me 3 minutes, I could do the whole song. But I'm not going.
I
to.
believe you, to be quite honest.
That was my middle school fucking. I'm gearing up for my rec basketball. You already know I'm slapping
Yo.
on fucking Bonfire.
Actually, next time I hit the treadmill at the gym, I'm definitely throwing that song on.
I turn back, I see you, you're fucking like Usain Bolt running like you have it on the highest setting. People around you are just like, oh my god. But you can't run on the treadmills because it just sounds like like you're an elephant. No matter how fast you're going, it's just like douche, 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 douche.
That's why I popped my headphones in, and I was just like, I can't hear it, so I'm not worried about it.
But I will say, I think the thing with the virus is still it affects like older people, like very old people, very young people, or people with like very very weak immune systems.
Yeah,
because that's what happened to this dude. He was in his 50s with health issues already.
Yeah, it's
not good by any means, but like it's
the thing is though,
if you're healthy and semi young, you're in an okay state.
Well, okay, so the problem is right now is that they're still trying to find connections with this guy to anyone that has traveled outside of the U.S. Or with anyone that have come in contact. Because in California, we've had our first case, I think, a week ago. I might have talked about on the podcast a week ago.
Maybe.
Our first case of the COVID-19 virus with someone that literally had no contact with someone that has been around it. Like, it's the first community case. Like, it started there. At least that's what it was about a week ago. I haven't read up more on that specific case. But yeah, coronavirus is currently in Washington, California, Texas, and Florida are the only ones I know for certain right now.
New York and Mass.
New York and Mass, okay. And I'm not sure if Maine was confirmed or not.
I don't think anybody lives in Maine, so like it's
Honestly,
fine.
that's how it felt when I drove up there, because there was like one road and I didn't see a soul.
And they're also like, hey, speed limits, whatever.
You know, can I just take a sidetrack? When I was in Maine, I'm convinced everyone just drives drunk or like shit because their roads are just covered in skid marks that just veer off into ditches.
I don't doubt that. I mean, Maine's highways are great because the speed limit's like 80. And let's just say I was able to test the limits of my car and...
It can go.
And there are no cops, and we will leave it there.
No cop, no stop. That's what I like to say.
That's what I always say.
That's a crime. We don't perpetuate breaking the laws of the traffic.
That's true. We don't.
We don't.
We could.
We could, but we don't.
But we don't, because we're good. We're good young men.
So. Yeah, we like to be safe on the road. Wear your seatbelts.
But bottom line, as we say, if you're going out in public and you're sick and you're concerned, make sure you wash your hands, wear a face mask, and I don't know. Don't be stupid. Don't go kissing random people.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. You know, and then when you're talking about like preparing for this outbreak, you know, you may think like you want to go out of your way and like hoard masks and stuff like that. Don't do that, because in reality what you're doing is you're taking away those masks from the actual sick people that they need to wear so they don't spread the virus. You may think you're protecting yourself more by, you know, building up this stockpile, but no, you could actually be helping the spread of the disease because you're taking away the ability of people to cover themselves thoroughly so they don't spread the disease. So just be mindful of that.
I will say, stocks may be down, but if you want to invest in something, invest in hand sanitizer companies.
Dude, I'm telling you. Okay, so I work in a gas station. We sell hand sanitizer. We haven't had stock of hand sanitizer for the last like 3 weeks now.
A lot of places, like, you can't. I've seen a lot of people that like work at like pharmacies and shit like that, and they can't get stock of hand sanitizer because it's all sold out, or the prices are fucking like astronomical.
Oh yeah, most definitely they are astronomical.
No, it's definitely. I think it's just like the uncertainty. But yeah, if you're gonna go out to the store buy like 10 million paper towels and hand sanitizers, don't. Like, if anything, don't leave your house if you're that concerned.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And if like, I don't know if you're just walking around with a fucking like big old tub of hand sanitizer strapped on you, but...
Well, I mean, I can't blame people for being very extreme with it, because like when you're talking about the spread of something like this, like it is spreading very fast.
Yeah.
You know, it it's spreading at a rate where you can't help but be concerned. Like if you think about it, what was it, like a month ago, a month and a half ago? It was just a joke. We were just joking about it because people in China got it from eating bats or whatever. Which obviously that's not true, by the way. Like that's not specifically how it started. Just throwing that out there.
Does anybody know?
I do not want to just give false facts, but it
Do you
was.
want to just like make up a reason how it happened?
I would honestly, I would just go with eating bats if I was gonna go with a made up reason.
Corona, like the beer, is trying to deal with overpopulation, and the only way they know how, mass genocide.
Have Corona dealt with genocide before?
I mean, they've got a pretty weird past, dude. I mean, it's like
Are you now?
I mean, it's like, Adidas and like all those name brands, they all come from Hitler.
What?
Do you know that?
Okay, so like they don't come.
No,
They come from Nazi Germany.
no, but I mean, like,
I don't think Hitler was just like, "Yo, I'm trying to get some Air Force Ones out here,"
no,
or not Air Force Ones. Fucking
NMDs,
Ultra
that's-
Boosts.
Ultra Boosts,
What were the first Adidas even? Like the first.
Adidas.
I know it's pronounced Adidas, Dan. Don't correct me.
Oh, sorry.
God.
Oh, like, what are you asking? Like, what the actual name of the?
I'm saying like because like the first popular Adidas shoes. If you know off the top of your head.
Stan Smiths, like the tennis ones.
Yeah.
Like
is
every girl wears them. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay. Yeah.
I would argue that, but I could ask our friend Nico, who is a pretty big sneakerhead, and he'll be like, "Oh, bro, that's easy. It's the fucking
Yeah. To be honest, even though we have a friend, as Dan said, that is a sneakerhead, I'm telling you, at least 50% of the shoes that he just throws in our group chat and be like, "Yo, what you think?" look like ass. Pure ass.
That's a lot of shoes, to be honest.
Dude, they look garbage.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of that shit is just like hype beasts are like, "Yo, these shits are fire," because the price tag is like $300 for them.
I'm telling you, I could win the lottery, have $150 million in cash just in my bed sheets. And if you gave me like, okay, so he flipped a pair of shoes for like what, $2,000 recently or some shit like that. And those shoes in specific, like I wouldn't wear them for $100. Like I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, I'll take them and throw them. Like I wouldn't wear them. I would stick to my $90 Nikes and call it a day.
Yeah.
I would still be like wearing my $40 Vans just compared to some of the shit that I've seen and be like, yo, these are fire.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it is just like, I don't like the style myself. Like, I just like Vans.
Well,
just because it's easy and cheap.
Okay, it kind of goes back to the hypebeast thing you're saying. For some reason, like all the hypebeast shoes kind of just look like weird tubes on your feet. Like they look so bulky. They look like Fila's essentially.
Well, it's like it just kind of it's what goes with style, and like a lot of style is like kind of like very baggy. You know what I mean? So
that's okay. Yeah, fair. All right, circling back to Corona now.
How did we get here?
How did we get here? I don't remember. To be quite honest with you.
I said Corona promotes mass genocide. They don't.
Oh yeah.
Just in case you were like, oh, I don't want to drink Corona, which I mean, it's beer. Beer kind of tastes like piss, so it's if you like, you like it. It's whatever. I don't care.
Well, I saw something interesting. Did you know that the 1920s and I think it was 1820s also had like kind of like a plague-ish outbreak, like a big disease outbreak?
Yeah.
We're in the 2020s, so I guess we're keeping with the theme. I saw some things going on recently that's kind of have started because of Donald Trump of like the coronavirus will go away in like April. I don't know why he's picking April specifically.
What's our birth month? We don't want someone to throw a wrench in that.
Our birthday will scare away Corona.
Yeah, usually, but it's towards the end of the month, so.
But the main reason behind that is there's some diseases that will recess in warmer weather, but I mean that may be like a good thing. But the thing is, like, when that has happened, it's just the disease has come back the following fall stronger than it was before. So that's not like we're in the clear thing. It'll be gone once the weather gets warm. Like, no.
Well,
it's still a pending issue and will be. I
mean, Trump's really working on the climate change thing, so maybe he's just trying to get it so it's hot all year round everywhere, so we won't have to worry about it.
You're right.
So
we're starting nuking ice caps now.
Just start nuking ice caps. Throw your plastic in the water. Burn plastic too. That's preferable. Am I setting a bad image?
No, not at all. I mean, here at the Frying Pan Podcast, we don't even know what recycling is.
We don't know what the fuck we're doing, so how could you?
Dan buys a 6-pack of beer every night, and he throws those cans in the garbage.
I eat them.
He
I eat the garbage.
he eats aluminum.
I love aluminum.
You ever just floss with tinfoil?
It really does get the gums. Like it's like when you go to the dentist, I'm flossing. Like you're not flossing every day.
Joke's on you. I floss
I know
every
you,
single
but
day.
I know people can relate to where they're like, oh, you don't. Are you not flossing that much, sweetie? And then she's like digging in your gums, and she's like, okay, you can rinse and spit, and it's like you just spat blood. Well, because you did. It's like that, but the aluminum really gets in there, so you don't gotta worry about it.
Such a gross image. I'm sorry. Like, anytime I think about like gums bleed, like, okay, so when I floss, my gums kind of bleed sometimes
Because you
because I don't do it that often.
bit excessive.
And shut up. But the thought of seeing someone else's gums bleeding for some reason like trips me out more than if it was like a nosebleed or like they could have been bleeding out their eyes, but gums for some reason like trigger something for me.
I feel you on that. I wanted to circle back because you were saying how like we're in the 20s, 1820s, 1920s, not the best, so maybe 2020 is probably not the best either. But that reminds me that like it's kind of predicting the future, and I've seen a lot of shit lately of like things predicting the coronavirus, and you posted this that very popular anime Akira predicted the coronavirus way back when.
All right, so you want to explain this a little bit?
It was the first I saw of it was actually like in a meme format where it was like Akira is a 1988 movie about an apocalyptic event taking place months before Tokyo 2020 Olympics, showing the WHO advising Japan to postpone the Olympics because of a pandemic risk, and then it's realizing Tokyo is hosting Olympics in 2020. Months before the Olympics begin, coronavirus appears. The WHO is advising Japan to postpone the Olympics because of pandemic risk.
That's actually hilariously true.
It's crazy because I've seen a lot of shit like this recently. Like there was a book someone wrote in like 1960 talking about it's like very I don't know if it's real or not, but it was like very exact where it was like in the year 2020 an epidemic will wipe out the entirety of the world or some shit.
Jesus.
It's like goddamn.
Wow. Okay, so Akira predicting the coronavirus. That's actually kind of funny. It's even funnier to me because like it's startlingly accurate, like kind of in the Simpsons way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was about like because I was reading this and I was thinking like there's got to be a Simpsons episode about it. No,
right?
Because they predict everything. Yada yada.
The Simpsons star the coronavirus.
But I fucking love Akira. First off,
yeah, I haven't watched
fucking
Akira in years, and I mean years. Isn't it like one of Kanye's favorite animations?
it inspired him for last album or one of his albums. He said it's been a lot. Like,
Definitely wasn't Jesus is King.
No, I hope it wasn't Jesus is King.
It definitely wasn't the inspiration for
No.
Jesus is King.
Kanye loves Akira. I know Logic also really loves Akira,
Mm.
and a couple other rappers. But
A lot of people love Akira. It's just a great movie.
I fucking love that.
We should have an Akira watch together sometime soon.
That'd be cute.
Because like when did Akira come out? Like
1988.
88? Yeah.
Yeah. It's in a couple years. Maybe.
Sorry, I'm trying to do mental math in my head and it's not like 38 years?
No, you got it. Come on.
38 years?
32.
32 years, yeah.
You got it.
I'm sick, sorry. The mental calculator was really running slow.
I said that shit. You looked at me like I had two heads. You closed your eyes and you were like, oh, I knew that, yeah.
Well,
I got the answer.
Right, hear me out. The eye close was like me envisioning a whiteboard, and then I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm grossly wrong.
No, I do that shit. I like roll my eyes in the back of my head and I'm like, oh, let's see. I
carry the one.
Yeah, fuck.
Shit.
But I've seen a lot of shit like this, and shit like this pops up all the time when something happens. Like, oh, did you know that obscene book that no one has ever read back in 1733 predicted that the Mets would win the World Series in 2022? And it's like, that's crazy, dog.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
Well, okay, I think the more crazy thing is not the actual prediction of the virus, but like the date that they used more than anything.
Yeah, like the coincidence of it.
Well, that's the thing because like I don't want to be like the yeah well it's bound to happen and like yeah if you're gonna write about a pandemic it'll happen eventually,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
statistically speaking it will happen eventually.
We just got unlucky being born in it, but like it's fine.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I mean, so do you feel like so I kind of want to ask you a question about the coronavirus. Do you have like an active worry for your health right now with it?
No.
Do you still feel far away from the situation?
Um, because it's just like I don't know if I need to be worried because like to my knowledge, it's just like it affects people with bad health, old people and young people, like very young people,
I
like
mean,
infants, and that's
getting sick with it still sucks.
yeah, I know. Like getting
Well,
sick
how
is
long does it last? Like I think it's 2 weeks.
it do be sucking. That's all I know.
Mm.
But it's just something that like I don't want to say like I'm a very pessimistic person, but it's like if I die, I die. Fuck it, we ball in heaven or hell, wherever we end up.
All right. Well, that's depressing.
How's that, dude? The the way my belief is reincarnation. So I'm thinking I die, I come back as a rock. That's kind of fucking cool.
You know, that's the part about reincarnation that always kind of frightened me. And I don't want to get too philosophical, but I mean, like, damn, I could get bad luck and come back as a slave. Like, damn.
No, no, no. The way reincarnation starts, to my knowledge, is you start at the bottom. So like you start as like the bottom of whatever food chain it may be.
Oh, okay.
It's either that or you come back as like another human. There's definitely different beliefs for everyone.
I come back as a velociraptor.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's I don't know if it's something I believe. It's just something that like
It's
I'm
nice
like
to think
I
about.
I think that's cool.
Like, I fuck with that.
Like if I come back and I'm a bear, that'd be cool.
Well, joke's on you. I'm already a bear.
That's true. Oh fucking do you want were you in the Discord when we had the conversation of if five people could kill one bear?
Yes, I. We as a group of friends had a banger of a discussion of how we would legitimately try and kill a like fight a bear
But
in combat.
my favorite thing is we had a friend. I said I posed the question, do you think you could kill a bear with any melee weapon of your choosing? And like you can't have like a sword or an axe or shit like that.
Yeah.
And my friend was like, dude, I could destroy a bear with an aluminum bat. And everyone was like, oh, I don't think so. And he was like, dude, bear skulls aren't that strong. So I looked it up, and the first thing that popped up was like, bear skulls are known to withstand rifle bullets and shotgun bullets.
Yes.
They're like 4 inches thick, and I'm like, and he was still about it, but he was like a couple Long Islands deep, so I don't think he
True.
knew what he was saying.
I mean, but in his head, he's thinking he's just like he's gonna catch it in the arm and it's gonna like shatter its arm. Like no, 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 no. Like you have to be lucky to do that.
That's what I'm saying.
But I mean, to be fair though, a bat's wouldn't be the worst instrument. But he was expecting to dominate the bear.
He was expecting like one hit KO. Like
Oh,
he was
yeah.
expecting to just mollywop this bear.
Well, who knows? I've never seen him in Little League, so
That's true. You know,
could have been that kid that was like, all right, everyone, go to the fence line.
oh my god, I hate. He was the fucking 13-year-old that was built like a 20-year-old.
Oh,
How are you 6'3" at 13 years old?
Dude,
and this dude's throwing 80 miles an hour to fucking 5'3"s.
whenever we reminisce about that, it makes me smile every time because my team, specifically the last year I did Little League, had like 3 of those kids that were like that were bigger than literally everybody else. Like I was a tall kid; these guys were like 6 inches taller than me. Like that, like I mean 6 inches, and they were twins as well.
I think I know who you're talking about, actually.
Yeah, I had them both on my team.
I never had those kids. I had one kid named Carlos, and I've said it before, I'm pretty sure. Dude was this man had 25 home runs in Little League. How the fuck do you have 25 home runs? And of course he pitched too. And this man's throwing 75, but he's not throwing like a right down the middle 75. He's throwing a I don't know where it's going, but it's going fast. And
Better hope he can dodge.
one kid got fucking domed in the head, had to be carried out on a stretcher, and they're like, "Yeah, he can keep pitching."
My God.
And I'm like, "Get this guy the fuck out of here!
Little
gonna
League
kill
pitchers are
some-
intimidating, dude.
He's gonna kill somebody." One thing that I don't. Do you want to talk about the
let's-
newer?
Let's finish up the coronavirus.
All right,
first,
yeah,
though.
you're right. You're right. All right.
So
A little bit left.
moving past Akira, we kind of have like an interesting article that came out It's actually been updated an hour ago, but it came out yesterday. I guess a student that has been quarantined had classmates that met and shook hands with Mike Pence. So the student and his family that have been quarantined weren't present when Mike Pence was there shaking the hands. I think this was like a military academy in Sarasota, Florida.
Yeah.
But the point I'm trying to make is like he didn't come in direct contact with Mike Pence. However, this student that has been quarantined for the coronavirus, his classmates that he's interacted with have come in contact with Mike Pence. So there's a potential connection there, but it's unsure. This article is very inconclusive. It doesn't say I don't think Mike Pence has even put out a statement. I don't think that I don't think there's been like a statement put out or anything about it, about if there is an active risk for our vice president to develop the coronavirus. We're not sure yet, but I just thought it was kind of interesting to think about to what level would our country raise our concern if one of our political leaders developed coronavirus?
Mm.
You know?
Yeah, I mean,
specifically Shock Daddy Pence.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if Mike Pence got corona.
Well, to be honest, not many people would.
I think it'd be well deserved, even.
Yeah, I think it was Minnesota, maybe. One of our states recently was the first state to ban conversion therapy completely. Speaking of,
dude, how the fuck you get that dude in office is incredible to me. How you could ever think I don't Trump's whatever. Mike Pence is literally let's electrocute gay people because being gay is not right, and verbatim is pretty much how he feels. And the thought of that is what kind of fucking psycho Hitler do we have?
I mean, that's definitely true. I have to agree. Speaking of politics, real quick though, so it's now Bernie and Joe, by the way.
Dude, we got senile versus. I love Bernie, but kind of delusional.
Okay, I wouldn't even say he's delusional. I'm just saying he's at a point where he sounds blatantly delusional because he's spitting dude, truth in
he has great ideas. I just want to let you know, yesterday during the fucking election shit, Joe Biden said he's ending cancer. How the fuck can you promise you are ending cancer?
Yo, Joe Biden is fucking
This
wild.
dude is fucking senile. If this dude gets elected president, I will fucking lose my mind.
I really don't want to fucking vote for Joe.
Joe Biden got his shit rocked by a kid named Corn Pop. How the fuck can you trust someone like that to run a country?
Okay, hear me out though. The guy's name probably wasn't Corn Pop, right? But just the fact that his go-to filler name wasn't Joe Schmo, it was Corn Pop. This guy is fucking senile. But dude, the point I'm trying to make is that it's Joe and Bernie, and I really don't want senile Joe.
I mean, Bernie's promising free tuition. And shit like that.
I mean,
the shit he's promising, very cool in theory. But the way he makes it work, I don't understand how you can make it work without fucking a lot of people. You know what I mean?
To be fair, on things like that, when candidates promise these things, it's more they're promising to set the groundwork for it to become possible. Because more often than not, presidents big campaign platforms really aren't accomplishable in 4 years, especially with the way our Senate works when it comes to our getting stuff done. It's not it's not a very fast process. So really, that's how people get it, or candidates get away with promising such grandiose things, because I mean, in their heads they are advocating for it, they will work towards it, but I'm sure they kind of know deep down that the likelihood of it actually being followed through with is kind of slim, unless they really have their policy down.
Yeah, no, it's definitely hard. I mean, I don't know. Let's not get too political, I guess.
No. This is a political podcast now. I can't think.
The meta shift.
The meta shift. All right. Did you have we can end Corona unless you had anything else to say about it.
Hope Mike Pence gets it. Fuck that guy.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I
wouldn't wish disease on anybody.
No, I'm wishing disease on Mike Pence. I don't give a shit. This is my platform, and I will use it how I see fit.
That is perfect. That's fine. That's fine, damn.
It's fair.
That's fine.
But in all honesty, it's same thing.
You know what's funny, actually? I just got an update on my phone about the coronavirus from one of my news apps.
I would say.
It is actually just advertising their own like source of like keeping up to date with the coronavirus.
Oh well, you got to make money in this type of climate.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like what I just thought. Like, it kind of made me smile. I'm like, oh, I'm getting push notifications now about it. Thank
Do
you.
you want to know more? And it's like, I guess.
Do you want to die? Fly to China.
Yeah, just drop skydive into Wuhan. See,
You know
see
what's
how it
fucked,
goes.
actually?
Hit
You know
me.
how they informed their... I just figured this out recently. So when they had like the leaving your house ban imposed in China, because that's how they did it. They're like, only leave the house when it's necessary, and then they're like, no, you can't leave your house. The way that they informed their citizens about that is they posted massive speakers just throughout the cities, just like, and you had a like very monotone voice delivering this instructions of you can't leave your house.
Yeah, it's
How dystopian is that?
I mean, that's just kind of China, to be honest.
But that's literally the shit that like that's like the Hunger Games shit.
Yeah,
like
that
that's
is, to be
crazy.
Fuck, man. Oh, also, how's the Harley Quinn movie?
Oh,
Just to like totally flip it, but like I
oh
saw
my
it on the
God.
list.
Okay, I would love to talk about the Harley Quinn movie. I know you haven't seen it.
No.
It is actually very good, and it's a DC movie,
Is it?
so I can say that.
See, in my eyes, there's always a difference between a good movie and an entertaining movie. Is it good or is it more of an entertaining movie?
I would say it fits both.
Okay.
To be quite honest, it's entertaining because the effects are nice. The jokes are down pat. It's rated R, so they use the rated R rating well. And by that I mean they don't like okay, so going into it, if you remember the Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad, she was super sexualized, the booty shorts, the daddy's little monster t-shirt.
Ugh.
This wasn't the case actually going in. I would say she was still relatively sexualized, but nowhere near as much. So that I'm saying like the rated R rating wasn't just to put forward Margaret Robbie's sex appeal as Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
And what it was is they used it for gore, they used it for violence, they used it for swears, and I feel like it was all earned. Like I don't really feel like they were like the R rating was just there to add shock factor. Like I feel like it was genuinely good. And then I think the music was great. I think Margaret Robbie did a fantastic performance. The ending was good. It was very interesting. The villain for the Harley Quinn movie is Black Mask, kind of.
Whoever that is.
Well, the point is, if you know anything about comics, it's a very interesting villain. I wouldn't recommend seeing the movie if you are if you kind of don't like certain types of gore, because I wouldn't say it's gore. Like there's parts that are a little extreme. Like there was a part where I genuinely just turned my eyes away,
Okay.
but not too bad. It's just still kind of like a little cringy. The point I'm trying to make is like don't take your like kid to see it, because
Well,
like it's like I'm telling you, people will be like DC superhero movie kid friendly. We'll go to that. Like I can't tell you the amount of articles when Logan came out or Deadpool about people just pissed that they took their kid to see that. Either no, like they're like, but it's rated R, but it's Marvel.
Dude, people that bring their kids to rated R movies, like, maybe you couldn't find a babysitter, but like, how the fuck do you think that's the place?
Just
Like,
don't.
when people take like babies into the movie theater,
Oh,
and like,
if you take a baby into the movie theater, you're fucking delusional.
me and my sister went to go see. I remember, like Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, like that movie.
That was a good movie.
It was fine.
Well, it is an interesting movie.
It was entertaining, but like someone took her kid, and I'm like, dude, there's supposed to be like scary shit on the screen. How
So
the
they
fuck
call
do you
it
think your
Scary
kid?
Stories to Tell
Yeah,
in the
how
Dark.
the fuck do you think your kid's reacting?
Not
Like,
well.
I remember reading that shit as a kid, and it spooked me out.
You read the book?
Yeah, of course.
Would you say was the book better than the movie?
It's not really comparable because that one was it's just short stories.
All right, fair.
But I'm glad Birds of Prey was good.
Yeah.
It's-
Oh my god.
It's pretty good on Rotten Tomato. It's almost an 80%.
I would say if I was gonna like find a negative for the movie,
Hmm.
it was actually okay. So the positive for the movie is because it's a vastly female-driven cast. They didn't do the whole like I'm a woman and I'm powerful shit, which was so good. Like they were badass because they were badass.
Yeah.
Like they didn't like they weren't trying to make like a feminist standpoint about anything, like because that to me gets distracting.
Because they kind of did that for Captain Marvel. Where
Yeah.
they were like, she's only powerful because she's a woman, and it's like I'm all for like female empowerment and like
Yeah,
females in lead roles,
of
but like
course.
using it as the crutch, like it's mostly the director's fault in it. I don't ever blame like the actresses or
Oh no,
anything.
it's definitely not.
Like it
It's the
just
writing.
it just seems like too tropey for no reason.
That's the thing. It feels too didact. It like meaning like it feels too like it was input there to make a message,
Yeah,
which is it is fine, but it kind of can be distracting. So like
yeah,
they didn't do that. Like these girls, these women, these actresses, these characters were badass because they did badass things,
good.
and that was freaking cool. I love that. However, the bad part for me was more or less. I feel the only downside to the movie is that it felt like it moved very weird, like in
Yeah,
terms of pacing.
okay.
Like that's all. That's the pacing felt a little weird, but not in like a not overtly distracting. But I was entertained the whole time.
Yeah,
You know, it was like like a hour and a half movie or so. Like I felt like I didn't feel like, oh, when's this gonna end at any point, which
that's
is
good.
nice.
I I think like yeah, because this is hour 50 pretty much. I feel like that's such a sweet spot for movies. Like hitting 2 hours is perfect. I feel like going when you hit 2:30, unless your movie is like very story driven, it's
Yeah.
very hard to stay like
Oh yeah.
connected.
You have to hit me with a freaking banger series of trailers, and you have to really gas that movie up to me to want to
Yeah.
sit through two
I
hours and
mean,
30
I
minutes.
will say I think the real downside of this movie was the marketing, but I
Yeah.
haven't seen it yet, so I can't really give another impression.
I would see it again, actually.
Yeah. One thing along the lines of movies that have recently come out, did you see the trailers for The Invisible Man?
I have not, but that movie should be fucked.
No, the movie apparently is really fucking good,
Yeah?
but the trailers they made for the movie were so shit and just gave like the whole story away.
Is it... Because have you ever watched the original Invisible Man with, like, Kevin Bacon?
Probably not, no.
It's a gruesome movie.
I don't know if it's like I don't know if it's the same movie. Like I don't know if this is like like a
I,
new version of it or whatnot
okay.
because I haven't seen it. But I've heard nothing about but like really positive things except for like whoever made the trailer for the movie should not.
So, like, you're saying, like, they just gave away the story?
Yeah, like they gave away everything to the movie, which is very weird. But I guess like the way the story was done and like how the movie flows is like extremely good.
No.
But it's still like I don't have really a desire to see it. I haven't really had a desire to see any movies lately, to be fair.
See, I kind of was with you up until recently, because I actually took a break from seeing movies. I think the last time, when was the last time we saw a movie?
1917.
I wasn't even
Oh, you
there
weren't
for
there
that.
for that, yeah.
So before that, what was it? Freaking, actually, I can't even tell you the last time I saw a movie.
It wasn't Godzilla.
It wasn't Endgame,
Um,
because we saw something, oh gosh, I don't even
I'm trying to
know.
remember. I guess it'll come to me.
Yeah, it'll come
It'll
to
come
us
to me at, like,
randomly, 3 in the morning.
Yeah,
Be
and
like, hey, it was this.
I'll call you and you just leave a voice message. Just be like, Marvel Man. Just like hang up.
Was it Jumanji? No, I don't even know. Regardless, the point I'm trying to make is like I haven't seen a movie for a while, and I think waiting like to see a movie was like the sweet spot for me, because before leading up to, I was seeing like a movie every 3 weeks or so in the theaters. And
Yeah.
it kind of just wore off the novelty of being there.
I feel that. I've been watching like some movies from home. I watched not for the first time, but I rewatched Your Name,
Oh my
and I
god.
was fucking big.
Ugh.
I was big crying. It
Ugh.
that it's an anime movie, but if you ever want to watch a movie that'll make you like kind of happy cry, watch Your Name.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit, I fucking hate. I have such a love hate with that movie, man.
Dude, if you want to ugly cry, watch A Silent Boy.
Oh my god. That's another
Uh,
one that's also really sad.
It's another animated movie. I recommend it. They're on Netflix, so
Are they?
yeah. Well, they were up until, well, I mean, they were last time I was on there and saw them.
I will give it a look after.
Yeah. Regardless,
Look them up. They're great.
look them up. They're great.
Birds of Prey.
Birds of
also really
Prey.
good.
I recommend it. I can now give my full recommendation to go see that movie. If you like the genre, to be fair,
Yeah.
it's definitely. I feel like it's one of those things where like you're not gonna enjoy it if you don't like action movies and you don't like DC.
Yeah, that's fair. Been Invisible Man's good, I guess. Go watch it and let me know.
Mm. Oh, also, it wasn't very, this movie wasn't supernatural driven, which was nice.
Good.
I think there was like one supernatural element, maybe.
Wait, can we hold on? Can we talk about how the because I googled Birds of Prey to see what the Rotten Tomato score was, and why is there a picture of Pennywise?
Well,
See him? See
yeah,
make a cameo?
yeah, he does actually.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
very interesting.
in the in the form of another clown.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Now we have some nicer topics. My favorite topic happened yesterday, or I saw it yesterday. It was there's a team manager. Uh, oh my God, the articles are always in the description of these podcasts, so like please watch this one. The Jackson State basketball manager, his name is Thomas Snacks Lee, and
If you're wondering, he is a heavier set guy, but
he
he
is.
deserves that nickname.
this man, he is a big boy,
He's
and
he's solid.
Jackson State is shit pumping or whoever they're against, and he comes in, drains a three from almost half court, and it's words do not do it justice. I need you, for the love of God, to go in the description, click on the link, or just look up Jackson State manager or whatever, and you need to watch the video. It's so good.
Well, I guess he was in there with 2 minutes left, right? And he put up a few other 3-pointers, and they didn't go in. And this one just got sunk with 17 seconds left.
Yeah.
And like, was he even at like the line for the three? Like, it looked like he was almost at half
Yeah,
court.
no, he
Like
was-
what, 6 feet away?
He was at the logo pretty much. He fucking did it.
And he like his form was great because he just pushed the ball.
Yeah, and it was like it was definitely a rec league shot. It was definitely like a fucking
Just seeing him pop off makes me happy as well.
dude. This man is like my spirit animal at this point. But yeah, he went viral, so
Oh.
he's popping off. And I met like another video came out of it was him dunking, but he like ran up and he had two like big teammates like lift him up and help him dunk it. It's such a funny video.
Oh yeah.
He's
He's well before the 3-point line. My man definitely sinks that.
he fucking drained that. Watch the video.
Snaps.
I love it. It'll definitely make your day because it made mine. Oh, I love it so much.
You know, he had a pretty banger quote, actually. Never let anyone tell you what you can't do, he wrote. Stay down and wait for your moment. That's all
That's
right.
a boy. That's
Good job, Snacks.
Let's
Good
go,
fucking,
Snacks.
good fucking job, Snacks.
I fucking love it. Just please watch the video.
Dude, the fact that when you told me his nickname was Snacks made it so much better
Dude,
for me.
Like, there's some nicknames, like, for some heavyset people that are just fire.
Oh, yeah, and they
like-
fit, and, like, you know they're okay with it,
Yeah.
so...
Like, if they're fine with it, like, Snacks is good, Tiny,
Big Hoss.
Big Hoss. Wait, is that the dude from, Pawn Stars? Oh, I just called him Big, or, I don't do this, so, Tank,
Tiny.
Tiny's, so good.
What?
Timon, Pumbaa.
Timon, Pumbaa.
Water Cup, I don't know. Whatever name fits.
For Grey Roll Late, you can
Get online,
go to the general, save some time.
Yeah, you got it.
The Allstate guy.
Yeah. But just, something quick. Another one that I liked was this came out last week. A writer for the New York Times wrote an article about how her ex-boyfriend of 7 years is now dating Lady Gaga. And the article is written in a very like
Bitter way.
yeah, it's very bitter and it's in kind of like I don't know if it's I don't normally write articles or if it's a very like kind of personal, you know what I mean?
It definitely feels like so. There's sensationalism news. There's objectivism news. This is you can definitely tell where the author stands on the matter. She's not objectively covering the story because she has a personal matter in it, and I feel like that's what kind of makes it interesting for her.
Yeah.
But really, I don't know why she sounds so bitter. Because like her ex is just with a celebrity. I mean, like I guess he kind of hit a lottery in a way, but I mean, it's not like he had it fall into his lap. Presumably, I'm sure there had to have been some form. You know what I mean? Like there is a connection because it's like it's a social thing being in a relationship.
Yeah, no, I get it,
It's
but
like a chance thing.
I could definitely see being salty about it. Like imagine you're dating your girlfriend.
Yeah.
You've been dating for a long time and you break up and like you don't talk and then next place you see her, she's dating like Harry Styles.
Okay, so that's the thing though. Like, it's not like he broke up with her for Lady Gaga. Like, no, they were broken up, and then he just got with Lady Gaga.
Well, it was just like, because I'm pretty sure the way she worded it was didn't end well, and I think that's why she'd be bitter. Because I would be bitter. Like if it was like,
yeah, you would be bitter.
yeah, I mean like if we were on good terms and like I wanted to see them succeed, and I'd be like, you're dating Lady Gaga, that's fucking dope. But if it was like, we didn't end on good terms, and it's like you're dating Lady Gaga, fuck, bro, I. I'm still single eating ice cream in my apartment.
All
It's
right.
fine.
Okay, I guess that's fine. That's kind of what it feels like. Like that's the inner voice of this article, though.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not happy right now, so why are you?
It's definitely it's a good read. I just think it was funny and also very unfortunate. Well,
Yeah.
unfortunate for one, good for the other. Well, because it just makes you think like, okay, so he got Lady Gaga, and I'm gonna get, like Rick the, fucking line cook from the '99.
Hey, all I'm saying is that guy is good enough for Lady Gaga. So like, maybe the author's the one that was the problem.
Maybe, or maybe like, maybe she's good too. Maybe she could get somebody like
Maybe.
of on the same caliber. Because I mean, he's a handsome dude. Lady Gaga is an attractive woman. I always had. I hesitated. I love Lady Gaga. But
I love her too. I wouldn't. She's definitely not on my like celebrity,
Yeah, like,
crush list.
yeah, Margot Robbie, she's pretty top of that list. She's up there. I love her.
Yeah, but I mean, like
But Lady
attractive.
Gaga-
Like Lady Gaga has talent.
Yeah.
So like her, she goes beyond her looks.
Yeah, I think Lady Gaga is cool.
She's an individual.
She's very unique.
Very.
She has a lot of things going for her. I think she is attractive, but not.
She's
not-
also wealthy, so like money makes people more attractive. You know what I'm saying?
It's the fucking win-win. Let me tell you, dog.
Hey, have me win the lottery, and I'll be freaking I don't know what's that thing that those tabloids do? Was it most attractive man of the year or some shit like that? Or
Yeah,
what is it called?
Times Man of the Year, I think.
Something like that. I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't know.
New York Times best bodega seller. That could be you.
Bodegas. Thank you.
You can make the best beef patties in any bodega in New York.
I actually refuse to cook at my job.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Is there cooking at your job?
Mhm.
Oh, what kind of cooking?
Instant oven.
Oh, okay. You should like be like, hey boss, let me cook meals, and then you just bring in like a big old turkey,
Well, it's
slap it in the instant oven, see how that goes.
Well, the reason why I don't is because like most of the stuff we make we throw away anyways,
Okay.
and I'm just like morally not like I refuse to cook something that I know is going to be thrown away.
I feel that.
I won't have a part in cooking just for it to be wasted.
It's fair.
And then my boss likes to hit me with but it's the company's waste, not yours. I'm like, yeah, but morally, when I know there's people going hungry,
It's waste.
I'm not gonna be part of that process.
Yeah. It's like me slapping a 6-pack ring around a turtle's neck and just being like, well, it wasn't my 6-pack.
Exactly. Like it just doesn't feel good.
No, I feel that. Good for you. Way to not be
you.
wasteful. Proud of you.
Thank you.
You're doing great.
All right, so I have one last topic that I want to talk about, kind of on the topic.
It's
So
a topic on the topic.
topic on the topic.
Good.
So this is a CNN article. A New York pizza shop has been putting out photos of dogs on pizza boxes to help them find homes. Like these are like little adoption ones. Like, hello, my name is insert this.
So cute.
And like they're putting out in boxes. And you say that. However, see, you guys know me. I love animals. I love dogs. I advocate for animal rights. But this isn't it for me. Like, everyone thought this was it. It's not it for me.
I will say, it doesn't look attractive in terms of like marketing your brand.
Well, the thing is, like, I'm ordering a pizza. I already feel guilty. I'm gonna get this with a picture of a dog on it saying, please adopt me, and I'm living in my, like, 12 by 12 New York apartment. I'm like, I can't adopt the dog!
This is true.
Like, this would just make me feel guilty, because, like, I don't feel like I'd be in a position probably to adopt a dog. But the thing, like, I like the message, I like the idea. I just,
It's just for you personal.
For
kind
me,
of thing.
well, that's because I'm so emo when it comes to freaking pet adoption and and animals without homes. Like I'd just be sad. I'd be sad eating my pizza instead of happy eating my pizza.
No, I feel that. I mean, I definitely think like as a whole, it's a good idea.
Oh yeah,
I really like it.
I agree. I agree.
But I do get what you're saying of like if they slapped a picture of like, hey, I'm Charles, the German Shepherd. I'm 2 years old, and I would just look at him and be like, I want you so bad.
I know,
but I can't.
and they have the balls to be like, please adopt me on the paper as well. Like I can't.
The fucking gall of them.
I
To
know.
think that I'm going to adopt.
The audacity.
I cannot. I couldn't begin to fathom. Oh my god. No,
God, I like flexed my neck too hard when I said the audacity, and my vision went like blurry there.
Dude, don't hurt yourself, kid. No, I like it. I get where you're coming from, but I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think they should put it on the back of the box. Though.
Back of the.
I mean,
or maybe like.
no, because then you're not really gonna see it.
Yeah, maybe make it smaller.
I guess. Well, because all right, again, you can look at the article, you can see the picture, but it's like they kind of just like tape the flyer to the front, and it's like it doesn't look right, but it's all like it's good. It just doesn't look right.
Mm-hmm. Well,
they have picture. They put like a cartoon pizza for the dog to eat on the picture. That's cute.
oh, I'm assuming what it is though is like this. It's a some form of adoption facility somewhat close to them or shelter close to them, so they probably kind of partnered up with them for it.
Yeah,
It's definitely for a good cause. Don't get me wrong. I just would feel very guilty as a consumer, and that's okay. Maybe I should feel guilty because I should get more dogs.
I can't reliably adopt a dog right now. Oh, big sad.
Big sad.
But maybe, who knows? A lot can change.
A lot can change. I mean, personally, when I'm like, so my goal for when I'm like 50 or so is to be in a financial point where I can buy a decent size, like, well, not even a big house per se, but like a decent sized plot of land that I can fence in and just have 5 or so dogs. I want 5 dogs, 4 or 5 dogs. Yeah,
You want a lot?
I want 4 to 5 dogs.
Okay.
And I want, yeah, I like my cat, so I'll probably still have cats. But I want 4 or 5 dogs, and I want to be that person that, like, I open the door, the sliding door with my coffee and just have the herd charge out into the field.
That would be cute. I like the idea of 5 dogs, but every dog I want to get is kind of like a big dog. So I'm trying to think on how I would manage 5 dogs.
Well, okay, so the most dogs I've had at one point in my house was 4.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot to deal with because they were medium large to large breeds. However, the dogs tend to not actually take up that much space logistically.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking like I want to get a Bernese Mountain Dog.
Well, you definitely can't take 5 of those in your car with you.
No, I don't think I could take 2.
Well, one in the front, one in the back.
You think one sit?
I feel like one could sit in the front.
Well, you think I'm like strapping
Strap
them
them in? Hell yeah! Hell, they make dog car seats.
No, I guess you're right.
Or like leash attachments for like seatbelts.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You're right though. It would be hard to like those dogs are like small horses to be quite fair with you.
Yeah, they're kind of like porcelain ponies.
Yeah, I now see your point. I mean, I would probably have like 5 medium dogs. I'd probably have labs. I'd probably have a few black labs.
Yeah.
Maybe a shepherd or a husky or no. I want a Shiba Inu as well.
Oh, they're so cute. I don't think they do well with other dogs.
They're
though.
very aggressive.
Yeah, I think you have to get like a very specific kind.
Yeah, I mean the Shiba is probably something I'll get at a point in my life where it's like I'm on my lonesome and I just have the dog.
Yeah.
Because they're not bad with cats, but they just are a very aggressive breed.
Yeah.
Surprisingly so.
The size doesn't really match the aggression, but you know.
Oh yeah, same with like Cocker Spaniels. Those bastards are crazy.
They are. I would agree with that. But, hey.
Hey.
I like the idea of adopting dogs. Maybe someday I'll adopt a dog. I know someday I'm going to adopt a dog.
Dan, I'll hold you to that because I will also adopt a dog someday. And I know you will.
I will hold you to that.
Cool.
Yeah, we can wrap up if you want.
All right, cool. I mean, I'm out of topics.
Yeah, I gotta take a shit. So wrap us up.
All right, sorry. That really. All right, folks. That's been the Frying Pan Podcast, episode 70. Thank you for tuning in. As always, we are on social media. The handle for both of those is the Frying Pan Pod, and we also have our email, which you can send us over any constructive criticisms and/or business inquiries over it. And the email for that is inthepanpodcast@gmail.com.
Got it, Chief.
And you're listening to us on pretty much any audio platform, so thank you for doing that. Leave us a star rating. Leave us a comment. Give us a like. Do it.
Please,
Do it.
I need to feed my kids.
Do it. Dan is starving.
No, my kids are, because I eat all the food.
That's been the Frying Pan Podcast, episode 70 for the last time. Thank you for tuning in, folks. I've been Robert D'Onofrio.
I've been Daniel.
And we've been Bobby and Dan. Thank you for tuning into the pan.
Oh, dude, look at you. That's good.
Thank you!
And later.